The Anderson family dinner was proceeding with its usual mix of achievements and accusations. Crystal glasses clinked against fine china as my sister Victoria, chief of surgery at Boston General, detailed her latest career triumph. Another successful transplant series, she announced, adjusting her designer glasses. The hospital board is naming a wing after me. I quietly focused on my salad, my phone buzzing silently with updates from my lab. The final trial results were coming in. And James, mother beamed at my brother, tell everyone about your new research grant. 10 million, he said smugly, for conventional cancer protocols. Real medicine, not experimental theories. The subtle dig was aimed at me. 3 years of groundbreaking research and they still called it playing with test tubes. Speaking of experiments, father turned his scrutiny my way. Are you still wasting time in that basement lab? What was it, molecular something? Quantum molecular regeneration, I corrected softly, checking another notification. The Nobel Committee was reviewing the results. Quantum. Victoria laughed. Like Star Trek? This is medicine, Sarah, not science fiction. The grant committee agreed with me, I said, remembering the $2 billion in private funding they knew nothing about. What grant committee would fund theoretical nonsense? James scoffed. Real medical research requires. The television in the corner, tuned to CNBC, suddenly caught everyone's attention. Breaking news, the anchor announced, a revolutionary medical breakthrough has sent pharmaceutical stocks soaring. A new quantum molecular therapy has shown 100% success in terminal cancer trials. The innovation valued at $13.8 billion. The wine glass slipped from father's hand as my phone lit up with the Nobel Prize Committee's call. Excuse me, I said quietly, standing from the table. I should take this. The next 5 minutes redefined the Anderson family hierarchy. I put my phone on speaker, letting the Nobel Committee's words fill our dining room. Dr. Anderson, the Swedish accent echoed, your breakthrough in quantum molecular regeneration has revolutionized medical science. The committee unanimously agrees. Victoria's surgical precision faltered as she dropped her fork. James's grant proposal crumpled in his white-knuckled grip. The ceremony will be in Stockholm, the voice continued. The $10 million prize is just the beginning. Major pharmaceutical companies are bidding. Bidding. Father's voice cracked. For what? I pulled out my tablet, displaying the global patent rights I'd secured. For my theoretical nonsense. Current offers exceed $20 billion. The room's temperature seemed to drop as more breaking news flashed across the TV screen. Pharmaceutical giants were scrambling, stocks were soaring, and medical journals were rushing special editions. That basement lab, mother whispered, is actually a quantum research facility, I completed. The test tubes you mocked? Quantum molecular accelerators. Each one worth more than Victoria's entire hospital wing. James frantically searched medical journals on his phone. But there's no published research. Because it was classified, I said, bringing up my security clearances. The NIH, CDC, and who have been monitoring the trials for months. Those wasted weekends you criticized? I was curing cancer. Victoria's perfect composure cracked. The terminal patients who mysteriously recovered at Boston General were part of my trial, I confirmed. Your miracle cases were actually my quantum therapy at work. You just never bothered to read the trial administrator's name. The Nobel representative was still on the line. Dr. Anderson, about your acceptance speech. I'll have it ready, I replied, watching my family's world shatter like dropped test tubes. Along with the announcement of Phase 2 trials, the dining room had become a stage for the systematic dismantling of 3 decades of condescension. Each news alert, each phone call, each revelation stripped away another layer of my family's medical aristocracy. Let's discuss those wasted research grants, I said, pulling up financial documents on my tablet. The ones you mockingly called pocket change last Christmas. Victoria adjusted her now trembling designer glasses. The foundation funding was from my private medical research group, I finished. Those mysterious donors funding your hospital wing? All shell companies I created to test my treatments in your facility. James was frantically scrolling through my just-published research papers. These cellular regeneration rates are impossible. Impossible. I smiled slightly. Check the survival statistics. Your conventional protocols showed 20% success. My quantum therapy? 100% recovery. In terminal cases. The TV continued its relentless commentary. Medical stocks are surging as Dr. Sarah Anderson's breakthrough promises to revolutionize cancer treatment. Early estimates value the patents at over $30 billion. Father's hands shook as he reached for the wine bottle. $30 billion. Per market, I clarified. Europe approved the patents this morning. Asia follows tomorrow. Those silly experiments you refused to fund are now worth more than your entire medical empire. Mother's pearl necklace clicked anxiously against her collar. But darling, your career prospects are quite secure, I said as my phone displayed another notification. The CDC just appointed me head of their quantum medicine division. Effective immediately. Victoria's surgical calm finally shattered. The research symposium next month has been reorganized, I confirmed. Your keynote speech has been reassigned to me. You can attend the general session if you pass the quantum theory screening. The Nobel Committee representative chimed in again. Dr. Anderson, the Prime Minister of Sweden, is requesting a private meeting. Schedule it after my WHO briefing, I replied, watching my family absorb the reality that their misguided daughter was now directing global medical policy. The basement lab they dismissed as my hiding place had just reshaped medical science. Every criticism, every dismissal, every condescending remark had fueled another breakthrough, another patent, another quantum leap forward. And they'd never even bothered to read my research. The next hour transformed the Anderson family dining room into mission control for a medical revolution. My quantum-secured phone buzzed constantly with calls from world leaders, pharmaceutical CEOs, and medical pioneers, all wanting access to the breakthrough they'd never seen coming. The president is holding on line 2, my assistant's voice announced through my earpiece. And the Queen's medical team needs confirmation on the Royal Hospital trials. Victoria's surgical mask of superiority cracked further as she realized her little sister was now determining the future of medicine. Her hospital wing suddenly seemed insignificant compared to my global research network. Your terminal cancer ward, I said to her, checking trial data, has been selected for the next phase. Assuming you meet our quantum protocols. Our protocols, she whispered. My protocols, I corrected. The ones you called science fiction last month. The approval committee meets Thursday. I suggest reviewing the quantum theory you mocked in med school. James was still struggling with my published papers, his conventional medical training inadequate for understanding quantum molecular science. These treatment pathways are beyond your current comprehension, I finished. But don't worry, we're launching an educational program for doctors who need to catch up. The TV continued its market analysis. Pharmaceutical giants scrambling to partner with Dr. Anderson's quantum medical breakthrough. Estimated market impact, $100 billion in the first year. Father's medical journal slipped from his grip. $100 billion. Conservative estimate, I noted, signing another patent application on my tablet. The quantum regeneration applications extend beyond cancer. Alzheimer's trials begin next week. Mother's perfect hostess composure finally cracked. The medical charity board has new leadership, I announced. Your fundraising galas have been replaced with quantum research grants. Real science, not social networking. My phone displayed another urgent message. Geneva Conference emergency session called. Who requesting immediate protocol implementation. Book the jet, I instructed my assistant. After the Nobel announcement. And add my family to the general audience list. If they qualify for clearance. Victoria found her voice. The surgical conference next month. My keynote. Has been updated, I said. You'll be in the observer section. Taking notes on quantum surgical applications. Assuming you pass the entrance exam. James's research grant notification, his precious $10 million, seemed to burn in his pocket. The funding committee. Reports to me now, I smiled. Your conventional protocols have been re-evaluated. The money will be better spent on quantum research. The dining room's expensive art and medical diplomas suddenly seemed outdated, relics of a medical age I'd just rendered obsolete. My quantum breakthrough hadn't just cured cancer. It had cured my family's arrogance. One more thing, I added, standing to leave. That basement lab you ridiculed is being expanded into a quantum medical center. Your hospital wing will be reporting to it. I looked at Victoria. Consider it a lesson in medical hierarchy. As I walked to the door, Father managed to speak. So, all these years, I turned back. You were so busy celebrating conventional success that you missed the quantum revolution happening in your basement. That waste of time just reshaped medical history. The Nobel Committee's words still echoed in the room, mixing with breaking news alerts and market updates. Each notification another reminder that their misguided daughter had just become medicine's new guiding light. Sometimes the greatest breakthroughs come from the labs they never bothered to visit. The week following my breakthrough announcement transformed not just medicine, but the entire dynamics of the Anderson medical dynasty. Each day brought new revelations that further dismantled their carefully constructed hierarchy of success. Monday began with Victoria discovering her hospital's new reality. I watched through quantum-secured feeds as she arrived at Boston General to find the building's signage being updated. Anderson Quantum Medical Center, a division of quantum molecular research. Your sister seems quite disturbed, my AI assistant noted, displaying her reaction. Especially about the new organizational chart. The one showing her department reporting to my quantum research division? I smiled. Wait until she sees the new protocols. The protocols in question arrived at noon. Every medical procedure now required quantum compatibility screening. Victoria's precious surgical techniques would need approval from my AI systems. Her years of traditional medical authority had just been subordinated to my quantum algorithms. Dr. Victoria Anderson is requesting an urgent meeting, my assistant reported. Schedule her for next month, I replied, reviewing the quantum surgical upgrades that would make half her procedures obsolete. After she completes the basic quantum medicine certification. If she passes. James's Monday was equally devastating. His research grant presentation to the National Institute of Health turned into a public revelation that his funding now came through my Quantum Research Foundation. Your brother's face when he realized you control the NIH's quantum medicine budget. My assistant commented, showing the video feed. Almost as priceless as when he learns his conventional protocols are being phased out, I noted, signing the directives that would redirect his funding to quantum research. Tuesday brought the global medical community's response. Every major hospital, research center, and pharmaceutical company scrambled to align with my quantum breakthrough. The medical journals that had rejected my early papers now begged for exclusive rights to my research. The Harvard Medical Review is calling again, my assistant reported. Tell them they can publish, I said, after they print a retraction of James's critique of quantum medicine. The one where he called it fantasy research. Mother's carefully curated medical social circle imploded by Wednesday. Her charity galas and fundraising events were revealed to be minor subsidiaries of my quantum research network. Every medical breakthrough she'd proudly attributed to Victoria or James was now linked to my basement experiments. Mrs. Anderson's Medical Foundation board meeting has been adjusted, my assistant noted with subtle satisfaction. Yes, I saw the new agenda, I replied. They're going to enjoy learning that their entire funding structure now depends on quantum research approval. My approval. Father's reckoning came Thursday during the National Medical Association's emergency session. His Lifetime Achievement Award speech was interrupted by breaking news. His daughter's quantum breakthrough had just made his life's work scientifically obsolete. Your father's medical patents, my assistant began, are being updated with quantum modifications, I finished. His techniques will be preserved in the medical history section of our quantum database. Friday brought the pharmaceutical industry's surrender. Every major company that had dismissed my research now competed for licensing rights. The stock market trembled as my quantum patents reshaped the medical economy. The final valuations are in, my assistant reported. Your quantum breakthrough is now worth more than the combined value of my family's medical achievements, I completed. I know. I designed it that way. The weekend culminated in a global medical conference, originally scheduled to showcase Victoria's surgical innovations and James's cancer protocols. Instead, they sat in the audience, name badges marking them as general attendees, while I announced the quantum medical revolution from the keynote stage. Traditional medicine, I told the world's leading physicians, my family visible in their back row seats, has served its purpose. But the quantum age requires quantum healing. Those who adapt will survive. Those who resist. My eyes met my siblings' desperate gazes. Will be left behind in the pre-quantum past. The medical world threw itself at my feet, while my family watched their influence evaporate like ethanol under quantum acceleration. Every hospital wanted quantum certification. Every doctor needed quantum training. Every patient demanded quantum treatment. And the Anderson medical dynasty? They could only watch as their misguided daughter transformed their profession. The Nobel ceremony preparations are complete, my assistant reported on Sunday evening. Your family's invitations. General admission, I confirmed. Let them experience the ceremony from the proper perspective. Sometimes the best view of success is from the back row. As I prepared my acceptance speech, my quantum screens displayed the new medical reality. Hospitals converting to quantum protocols, universities restructuring around quantum medicine, pharmaceutical companies rebuilding for quantum production. All because of the research they'd mocked, the theories they'd dismissed, the daughter they'd underestimated. The basement lab had become a global quantum headquarters. The wasted time had revolutionized medical science. The family failure had redefined success. And they'd never even bothered to understand the equations on my whiteboard.